Hello, Americans and patriots, Christian brothers and sisters alike. You just have to ask yourself one thing. When are the Jewish people finally going to learn that the party they consistently give money to, the party they consistently support, is the same party that constantly shits all over their face every time? It's amazing when you see that these Ivy League schools, what they become, because whether people like it or not, whether they want to believe it or not, all these Ivy League schools were started by Christian brothers, and the whole purpose of the Ivy League schools was to teach the Bible, to develop better men in the United States. Now we've seen where that's gone over the last 70, 80 years. How the left has once again hijacked something good, because the left cannot create anything good on their own. They never can. All they do is steal and hijack. Kind of like the devil. It's not a coincidence. But here in New York City, between Columbia University and a few universities around the country, and even in MIT, where students are now protesting, it is not even safe for Jewish students, who give a lot of money to these schools, by the way, to even go to their classroom safely. Or even if you don't want to participate in it, they will shame you and not participating in it. And of course, George Soros is supporting all these protests. I mean, after all, the same so-called starving college students all seem to have the same type of tent. Where do they get it from? Who's funding it? Well, you know who it is. It's a fellow Jew, a Jew hater, a fake Jew, George Soros. And I'm sure the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers are not too far behind. Folks, you have to get out of this mindset that just because someone's Jewish, they can't be a Nazi. Because history has shown that you are hurt more by your own people than you are by foreign invasions. Go ask the Russians about Joseph Stalin, or Khrushchev, or Brezhnev. Go ask China about General Mao. Japan about Tojo. Uganda about Idi Amin. I mean, I could go down. Germany, Adolf Hitler. Italy, Mussolini. So, why is it not feasible for Jews to betray their own people? It's been done before. Heck, in this country, we had Aljahiz and the Rosenbergs give our secrets to the Russians. So this whole thing, well, Jew can't be Nazi, or it's like about stupid as saying something like black people can't be racist, which is racist in itself. So anyway, it's kind of like the Wall Street movement back in 2008. What was it, the 99% or the 1%? Whoever that was, only in a different form, and once again, Jews are attacked. And people like Schumer, who was one of the Jewish senators in the biggest state that has the most Jewish population, totally quiet. As AOC comes and supports these people on Columbia University, as the squad continues to show the support for Hamas, the Democrats have blocked themselves in the corner. Who do we want to lose? Do we want to lose the Arab-Palestinian vote because they're becoming a big base? Or do we want to lose our gravy train and the Jews who give us the most money? Honestly, because a lot of these Jews are pretty stupid and will give money to them anyway, I guess I'd be more concerned about losing the Palestinians. I mean, this is hard for me this is not easy for me to say. I don't like saying this, but it's the truth. Now, it's kind of like Germany in the 1930s. Now, first they went after, it wasn't the Jews right away. They went after one group of people first, the elderly. And everyone was like, I'm not elderly, what do I care? Then they went after the disabled. Well, I'm not disabled, what do I care? Then they went after this group, that group, and finally the Jews. And finally, when there was no one left to protect that person who didn't care for the first 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, Then they began to kid because there was no one else left to worry about them because they didn't give a crap in the first place. And it's not quite the same here because we do have a lot of people who are against us. The media won't tell you that. They won't show it that way. You have a lot of people who are fighting this, who disagree. But the similarities are there, and it's quite scary. And you used to think when you were taught World War II, how could the Germans fall for it? Well, now I can see how it happened. How you could be so brainwashed that you could actually fall for this. But then again, after seeing a man on the street interview, a lot of people at Columbia University think men can get pregnant and have babies. So, and these are Columbia University students, Ivy League students. But meanwhile, the people in the hood who don't go to school at Columbia, they know better. I will say it again. Just because you pay for education does not make you smart. It just means you got an education, or in this case, an indoctrination. Comments down below. What's your opinion? I'd like to know. Keep the country in prayer. We'll talk to you later.